Welcome everybody, this is Chocobo Chokeslam, or as my name is Alan V. Welcome to Slay the Spire. I'm going to do a little short let's play here for you on the YouTube channel. You can also catch me a couple times throughout the week on twitch.tv/Chocobo Chokeslam, where I'm currently going through what I've dubbed my weeaboo trash. The first one I've done is 100% orange juice. I'm going to do a couple more rounds of that, and then I'm also going to do Doki Doki Literature Club. But I figured I'll do a short 10-15 minute video here on Slay the Spire. This is a game that's still technically in early access on Steam. It's a roguelike with a card battling gimmick. It's a lot of fun, but with any roguelike game, it's a bit of a pain in the ass because you're at the mercy of RN Jesus. So, let's play. We're going to go ahead and use the Silent, who is a rogue, and uses poison and kind of there's a couple different builds, but my main one I like doing is poison. Alright. I don't know what this guy is. He's just a whale that shows up, and you only get him after your first time clearing 1/4 of the Spire. Now, this being a roguelike, there's three floors to this Spire. The pathways are RNG, so they're randomly generated. The different types of spots you can check on or stop at are that I can talk today. You have where you fight enemies, you have a merchant, a campfire where you can upgrade a card or heal, and then you have like elite mobs, and then the top of each floor is the boss. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a random boss relic. That changed that little snake thing to a white bee statue, which this one doesn't do too much for me. And its potions always drop after combat. It's not that big of a deal. And here's what I'm talking about. Question marks can be anything. It's usually something that's going to screw you over in this game, but I'm going to go that way. And what you have here is you have defensive cards. Like this little guy has the 5 above his head, he's going to hit me for 5 damage. So I'm going to block. Alternately, because I'm not that... I made a boo-boo here. I could have played Survivor, which is also the same 1 cost point, and got 8 block, and then dropped one of my other cards. But what we're going to go ahead and do... Boom. And right now, I only have 3 points I can play per turn. There are modifiers you can get to change that. That's where these relics here come in. See, now I lost my block. And I got weakened. Now they're both looking to attack. So what I'm going to do, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to take no damage. Weakened means I do 25% less damage. It's a little obnoxious. It goes away after 1 turn. It can stack though. And you have 0 cost cards. Neutralize does 3 damage and applies 1 weak. Well, that does the same exact thing as what they do to me when they weaken. Now, so I can get my block up. Now, I can get myself... And again, you're probably going, why didn't I take out the 14? I felt like going after the big guy first. When you get farther in, there's usually more strategy with getting rid of the smaller smaller HP guys first. I think this game was $10 on Steam the last I checked. Honestly, it's worth grabbing. I think I got it was like $15, but this is actually a lot of fun. It can be frustrating, especially when you get kind of a really bad round of not getting any good cards to work with or anything like that. Oh wait, see, I could go block because he's going to hit me, but I just realized I have 1 more damage, and he's dead. Now here's the interesting part. Because of my relic, I'm going to get a potion. Now I can add a card to my deck. And I actually got a good hand here. I got one that allows me to apply 5 poison. There are different builds. There's one for this particular character that allows you to do damage by discarding cards. I haven't played around with that one yet, so I'm not too familiar with that. See, here's one of my random chance things where I can transform a card, upgrade a card. I'm going to grow. And I'm going to upgrade my poison. And these cards, unless they say ethereal or exhaust, they go back in your discard pile, and then when you cycle through, you get the cards again. Is this game actually going to be... I don't know if I want to do this, but let's go for it. See, now you notice I lost a bunch of health, and I got a new relic. I can dig for loot at rest sites. I don't know how useful that's going to be. Because the way I play, I tend to need to heal by the time I get to a rest site. Fine, I'll take the damage. And see, now I got a fight. And he's doing a flamey thing, which is he's going to buff himself. Now, there are relics that are stupid. They'll give you like a trade-off of getting like more gold, but you can't tell what the enemy's going to do. Which in this game is idiotic. You don't want that. Likewise, there's one that has a really good plus side, but the negative is it only allows you to use 6 cards. Which sucks. Especially when you get other relics that bump up your energy per turn. Now, I'm going to use Deadly Poison. And you got the little plus, meaning it's been upgraded. You can see this counter. Next turn, it's going to tick and do 7 damage. The following turn, it's going to tick and do 6 damage, and so on. Now, I could play the 2 blocks, or I can play this smartly, because he's only doing 6 damage. Now I have 1 left, and I can hit him. And I have 8 block. There's 2 playable characters right now. I have not seen what the third one's going to be, because again, this is still in early access. But it's a Paladin Warrior hybrid is one of the characters, and the other one is this Rogue Assassin hybrid. You see, now he took 6 damage. He will die next turn. I don't even have to attack him. But I'm going to, because when I get a hand like that, I'm not going to waste that opportunity. Now, you cannot take cards. Like here, I'm early on. You don't want to have like 40 cards and have a bunch of stuff that you get stuck not being able to get off your strategy. So you can spend gold to discard cards and other things like that. But you can skip. But it's a 0 cost and it gives me block. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Because my play style is where I wait out my enemy. You see, I can rest, I can smith, which upgrades a card, or I can dig. That's actually a good one. Now, you see regular enemy and Doodle Horns. Doodle Horns is an elite. I normally would want to go to this guy because that's a merchant, but elite drops relics and cool stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just risk it. And shit. I don't like this boss. It has these things called artifacts, and it... Oh, I actually got to waste them all. Never mind. This helped. Artifacts allow you to negate a debuff. I didn't realize it would do that. That's awesome. That actually came in handy. That really came in handy. They normally have an artifact that makes me waste my potions a couple times before I can actually get them stacked on them. But because of the bag of marbles, they all got a debuff to start the match, and they wasted their artifact. That was awesome. Don't want to take the damage. Let's get rid of a strike. Now, if this works for me, I can get a stack of like 15 and 20 poison. There's a couple cards, hopefully, that show up here that allow me to give a stack of poison every time I play a card. And you see this here. Unplayable, meaning I can't do anything with it, and it's ethereal, meaning after this turn, this card goes away permanently. For me, if I have ethereal cards, which there are a few, I think on both I can't remember what the hell they're called now. Both on the Silent, and I forgot what the other guy's called, but they both have cards that are nice, but if you don't play them, you lose them the rest of the match, so you kind of get pigeonholed. So I'm gonna... Well, you're attacking this turn, so let's weaken you. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I usually like to have 2 or 3 poison cards in my deck before I go into an elite fight, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You saw I got 2 days, and you see my little exhaust counter. Perfect. Well, wait. Normally you want to save potions for the main boss, but this will help. Now I'm going to take 9 damage instead of 16. There's also a relic that actually, if I kill a guy and he still has stacks of poison, that relic triggers that stack gets added to a random enemy. So with a poison build, there's a lot of potential. I'm kind of forced to waste my blocks on this turn, unfortunately. And now you'll see here that I have 3 days, meaning I'm kind of limited as to what I can do in my deck. But because I drank that dexterity potion, I get 10 block. And I just get rid of one of those. You're at 2. Shoot, still not going to kill you. Alright. And again, the RNG gods are not smiling kindly upon me. Not going to waste an attack on him. He's dead next turn. Now this one's dead next turn. So I'm not going to take any damage this coming turn. I'm going to get more dazed, but I'm going to be done with this battle soon, so who cares? Are you kidding me? Alright, I guess I'm going to use blocks. And this is where the card battling aspect really comes in. These can get in the way. And there are other ones like this. You can get curses in the game. That there's a relic that's really good with curses because you get a bunch of HP bonuses and things like that for every curse card you have. But there are curses in the game that will turn around and make you take damage if they're not discarded. Which can be a pain in the butt. Alright, good. Almost done here. Because I'm sadistic. Damn it, I can't attack him this turn. I was hoping to actually take him out this turn. But he can't hurt me, and he's going to go down to 1 HP. So whether I attack him or not, he's going to die next turn. So guess what? I'm an asshole. Awesome. Here we go, and now I get gold. I get this Garya thing, and I can gain 3 strength at rest sites, up to 3 times. And strength allows you to do additional damage to your attacks. So dexterity raises the amount of block your cards are worth. Strength raises the amount of attack your attack cards are worth. And a regen potion. Honestly, this isn't all that useful. And there we go. I'm going to take another poison. But that's it for part 1, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for part 2, where we continue the journey up the Spire.